Personally, I don't see why anybody would spend over 25 bucks on these guys, but I mean, hey, if you want the SH Figuarts, then go for it. Me being cheap, I got the Hasbro. These things are great, and I mean, the only thing you're missing out on is the extra hands, which no one is probably going to use anyway. But I will say these came out pretty cool, and one thing I didn't think they had that they actually have is a bend right here at the elbow, and for them having these cuffs all the way down their sleeves, that works pretty well. So yeah, if you don't want to get the SH Figuarts, I highly recommend these Black Series versions. Definitely worth it, and Star Wars stuff might still be on sale. What the heck is up, you guys? Animated Heroes here, back with another action figure review, and as you guys can see, we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts, The Last Jedi, Kylo Ren. I wasn't planning on getting this figure, but somehow I ended up making the purchase, so let's dive right into it. Now, looking at the sexy packaging, it automatically screams Star Wars just by the colors, and it's not much different from what SH Figuarts normally gives us. Cool window packaging, Star Wars written at the top, Kylo Ren right there, Last Jedi right there, Tamashii Nation's BANDAI, so that you know it's real. Then all this stuff at the bottom that doesn't really matter, other than the fact that you have to be 15 or older to have this. Nothing much on the side other than Star Wars right here, cool image of him right there, then cool images of him on the back with some of these cool stormtroopers. I'm gonna have to get me at least 2 of these guys. I've got to. I really dig these. But yeah, and then all this stuff down here that doesn't really matter. Ages 15 and up. Warning, small parts not for children. So yeah, standard SH Figuarts packaging, nothing new, but that doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and bust this guy open and take a look at him. Now, straight out of the packaging, I gotta say this guy is dope. The likeness to Adam Driver is absolutely stunning. Like, I don't know how well you guys can see it in this video because I've watched a few reviews and it didn't look absolutely perfect, but once you have this in hand, man, it's really like you're holding an action figure of the actor. I really dig this. Man, I gotta say, this is awesome. I do got Rey on the way. I love how that rhymed. I got her on the way, so yeah, I will be reviewing her too, but that's not who we're talking about. Now, I will say before I get into this review, if I do make some mistakes, I'm just getting into Star Wars, so I do not know everything, but I know how hostile some of you guys get. So yeah, if I make a mistake, you guys know why. Don't bring that to my comment section. Now let's go ahead and put this guy back and see how tall he stands. Now, I will say I do not know how tall the actor actually is, but he looks to be pretty tall. But for the figure, it stands right at about 6 inches. It feels like he's tall, but it also feels like he's a whole lot more buff than the actual first release of Kylo Ren. I had that one a while ago. I never reviewed it. I don't even think I was doing YouTube, but yeah, I had it a while ago, so I can't do any comparisons of that one, but I will show him off next to some other action figures later. Articulation wise, he does look up about that much, being hindered of course by the hair, and while I'm looking at this figure, it reminds me of Professor Snape from Harry Potter. Don't judge me, but I might get a custom Professor Snape made out of a second one of these figures. Anyway, looks down that much, which is pretty good. The neck, as you guys see, pops off pretty easy. I didn't mean for that to happen, but I played it off. But yeah, it comes off pretty easy. But anyway, putting that back on, he does have some head tilt that way, a little bit that way, not much. There's actually, this piece comes off extremely easy, but make sure it's popped on all the way. But yeah, anyway, of course you can turn his head all the way around. Arms go out about that much, which is really good. This is kind of a butterfly joint, not much, but you can get it to move forward and back just enough. There is a swivel in there, as you guys can see, double jointed elbows. His hands, just like SH Figuarts always does, are on a ball peg, so you can pretty much move these around however you want, of course being hindered just a little bit by that piece right there, but I mean, you don't want his arm to go back that far, so it's fine. He does have really bad waist articulation and diaphragm joints because this belt piece right here. So I mean, we've all seen this in several reviews. I don't know why they didn't put an actual cut right there so you could turn him a little bit more up top. That would have been cool, but whatever, they left that out, doesn't matter. Anyway, you can turn him however you want, but that's as far back as he can bend, and that's as far forward as he can bend, so he's not really going anywhere. But his foot goes out that much, which is extremely good, especially since this is a cloth piece right here. Normally that'll pull the foot back down to a right there, so I really dig that. His foot also goes back that much. He can do the splits extremely well. I really dig that. He does have good knee articulation. I dig that as well. His foot goes up about that much, down that much. Does have great ankle pivot, and of course he does have a toe hinge, and mine's a little stiff, but yeah, it works. So articulation wise, he's only lacking right at the waist area and the fact that he doesn't have an actual diaphragm joint, but other than that, I think it's perfect. I mean, Kylo Ren doesn't get into any extreme poses, so it works pretty well. Now let's move on to those accessories. Now for accessories, as you guys can see, he comes with a pair of fist hands on the package, which is standard for SH Figuarts action figures. He comes with a pair of gripping hands. These are for the lightsaber, and they work pretty well. He comes with a pair of hands for gripping his helmet, which I'll show in just a second, which all of these are sculpted really nice. They look really good. That's one thing I dig. He comes with a pair of relaxed hands, and of course he comes with a pair of force hands, which is pretty much mandatory for every Star Wars figure. So yeah, dig these. He comes with a Lightsaber Deactivated, and this is the one that actually goes on his hip, and I'll show it while I'm at it. It goes right here. You just plug it into this hole, as you guys can see, and it stays. It's not going anywhere. So that's something that's pretty cool. I dig the fact that they added that, because they could have left something that small out. He comes with another deactivated lightsaber, and this is one you can just put in his hand. And I'm saying lightsaber, but it's lightsaber. I know. I just always do that. So yeah, Star Wars fans, don't kill me. But yeah, he comes with this. And of course, he comes with the activated lightsaber, which this looks super freaking awesome. It looks kind of plain in photos, but once you really got the light hitting it, I dig it. It looks awesome. And of course, the sculpt is very good as usual. I'm not sure how much you guys can see the detail on that, but man, that is, I dig that. That's really awesome. And last but not least, he comes with his helmet, which he only wears for about 5 minutes in the movie before he completely destroys it like Darth Vader's. But yeah, looks awesome. And from what I know, this is a different, I'm not going to say different sculpt, but it's a different paint job than the last Kylo Ren they released, but it still looks awesome. And since we're at it, pop that head off, and then you can pop this one right on. And this one actually stays a little bit better if you push it in there. And of course, the articulation is there. And no, this one actually does not stay. I was hoping that it would stay, but no. So the heads don't really stay on. That's kind of a minor gripe, but I mean, you still can work with it. And the head, of course, does have its articulation. But yeah, they don't stay on. So there, that's something you guys should take note of. Moving right along to some size comparisons. Now for some size comparisons, here he is standing next to the SH Figuarts Suicide Squad Deadshot and the SH Figuarts Christian Bale The Dark Knight Batman, two figures that I really love. And as you guys can see, they are both just a little bit taller than him. Batman mostly because of the horns, but yeah. Next up, here he is standing next to the SH Figuarts Kakashi, and as you guys can see, he's actually almost the same height as Kakashi, so yeah, he really is a tall figure. And of course, standing next to the boy Itachi, and Itachi's a little bit taller than him to the top of his hair, so I guess Itachi's a pretty tall figure as well. And lastly, as you guys can see, here he is standing next to the Black Series Star Wars Gangbangers. Now, my final thoughts on this figure are that if you are a Star Wars fan, I highly recommend this figure. You need it in your collection because this figure is awesome. I don't care what anyone says. Something about Star Wars bad guys, I really just, I don't know. I really dig them. I always loved evil Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, and Darth Maul. Something about those guys I like, and the only reason I went to see the two movies with this guy in them are because of the fact that he was in them. Something about Kylo Ren I liked. I don't know what it is, and I love his character, honestly. His character kind of reminds me of me in a way because he's extremely bipolar, and once again, I'm not going to take this back to Sasuke, but it's kind of like Sasuke. He has my thought process in a way, so I really dig the character. Love Adam Driver, great actor, and I don't know, man, this figure is just, it's almost flawless. I love how they work this in around that claw to where it doesn't hinder the articulation. The only thing that's bad about this figure, of course, is the head popping off extremely easy, as you guys can see, and just the fact that he doesn't have much waist articulation in there. But, I mean, that can be lived without. This can be a bother, but other than that, I got nothing bad to say about this figure, man. It's spot on. Great accessories, the look, the detail is amazing. It's all there. Everything about this character is all there. And of course, the head sculpt of the character is spot on. I mean, look at that. That's Adam Driver, like straight out of the movie. This is the actor. So, yeah, highly recommend this figure. It actually might make my next video, which is going to be my top 7 action figures of 2017. It might make it because I can tell I'm going to be playing with this guy a lot lately. But anyway, that's my review of him. Hope you guys liked it. I definitely give this figure 8.5 out of 10, if not a 9. I really do dig it. So yeah, like I said, that's my review. Hope you guys liked it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up anyway, because I know you're a Star Wars fan if you're watching, and I know you like action figures if you're watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Follow me on everything you see listed in the description below. Bye.